What's up, guys? Welcome back to Roblox Talk. Today, let's look at the Buccaneers defense first. I know it's not going to be pretty, but it's never all negatives and it's not all positives in any game you look at. So I'm going to look at some of the positives before we look at the ugly negatives. So Brock Purdy went and had himself probably the best day a quarterback can have, a perfect QBR rating. Well, let's look at guys that were positives, like Yaya Diaby, who got 2 sacks. He comes inside, doesn't get blocked, gets a sack. Why? Because you got Devin White coming in. Anytime Devin White's usually going in, good things happen. So don't let him go backwards. I don't know why we have him do that. Anytime he goes in, he causes disruption. You have to man on him. You have to key in on him. It's a guy you have to worry about when he comes down into the pass rush scene. Trent Williams does right there. And Yaya Diaby, unmanned, gets a sack. Yeah, there were open guys. You got to underneath here. And Debo, guy just didn't have time to throw it. And sack for the Buccaneers. And you see a little coverage here. Anthony Nelson and D. Delaney pretty much in the same damn spot, but it doesn't matter. The rush got there before the quarterback could read it. It's accelerating the read processing, and good things happen. So now you're going to see another sack by Yaya Diaby. What's happening again? Devin White's coming in. We need to keep doing that. Be the aggressor. Devin White goes in, but also I love Yaya Diaby's move right here. So we were talking the last week how he just literally just does speed to power game, bull rush, doesn't really do much after that. So you see initial, get that bulldoze in there. Once that guy's feeling, okay, he's going to try and push me over, he pulls him back down. Watch his push pull. He's leaning too much, gets around it. That's the counters that I want to see Yaya Diaby do. Once he starts transitioning to stuff like this, building his moves that everyone's like, oh, he's just going to be a bull rush guy and does things like this. Good luck, guys. I mean, he's going to turn into something special. He's got the size, strength. We already went over that. Number 0 is going to be nice to see. But you also see Servassier Dennis out there. You got some coverage here, passing guys along. People are in zones. We're looking good. Yes, he has an underneath. Brock Purdy's too busy looking down the field. Ends up getting sacked because the pass rush got home. They got to work together. It can't be just all secondary. It can't be just all pass rush. Another bright spot. You see this time and time again. Kalijah Cansey. Look at him jump from, what is this, a B gap all the way back into the A gap, and how quickly fluid he does it. Again, the illusion of I'm going to shoot this gap. The guy leans over a little too much, and then he jumps in that gap. So, and how smooth this is. A little fake shimmy, fake, get his arms off of me. Let me get in after the quarterback, force him. And to who yet again? Devin White coming down into the pressure. So use Devin White to his strengths. That's all I'm going to say. We keep forcing him to go backpedal and cover. He can't do it. Don't force a round peg into a square hole, whatever the hell you want to call it. Don't do it, and don't keep consistently forcing him to do it because it's not going to work. It never has, never will. And it's just a liability you got to think about in his game. Again, here you go. You got Devin White coming in. You also have Levante coming in. This is a very different lineup they have. Check out the 3 safeties at the top. They worked this one time. Second time, it didn't work. But you see all the disruption happening. You got Devin White coming in, Levante coming in. Only Vita Vea is the true big guy. All the rest are linebackers. And Levante ends up getting the sack. But the disruption of Purdy having to dance around, look around because everyone's in his face, swatting at him. You have more athletic speed on the field getting after the quarterback. Ends up in a sack. Same play, different angle. Like I was mentioning, there's 3 high deep safeties. It's a good look when the down and distance is like 10 yards or greater, right? Because the safeties can read what's in front of them. Do I have to rush in and get a stop? Maybe let's get after it. And they just did a good job here. It's a manned up scheme as well. You have Antoine Winfield coming up in man, and you have one guy dropping back, deciding what's going to happen. So this time it worked, even though he fell. Again, Brock Purdy just didn't see it. He had a perfect QBR rating, but not necessarily on every read, right? No quarterback is ever perfect in reads. It's just, do they make the mistake or not? So he just didn't get it out, ends up in a sack. Good job, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is the second time they ran this. You got that 3 high deep safety look again, but the down and distance, I believe, was 3rd and 4. You have all this space to pick up. You didn't drop anyone back to help with a running back getting out in the flats. Look how far away everyone is. Let me get all this out of the way. Look how far away they are to getting Christian McCaffrey, how far away he is from getting a wide receiver, and then he's just going to backpedal. It's 3rd and 4. Here, you already see how close these guys are. He already eliminated that side of the field. Don't even go over there. They're tight, the press. Let's not force it. Let's look on this side of the field. You're letting him decide where he's going to go with the ball. Hike the ball. You got a guy clearing out, and you got a guy underneath that can be an easy outlet for 4 yards. Hell yeah. Christian McCaffrey in space. I'll take that 10 times out of 10. No linebacker fell back, and then you're forcing Antoine Winfield to run from what is this, 5, 10, 15 yards out to get to Christian McCaffrey to make a stop. That's that's bad setup. I mean, there's times where the offense just calls you out and you got to tip your hat to them because they made a hell of a play. But this one, no, this is too easy. This is way too easy for the offense to read it, and this is just a conversion that should not have happened. You're putting your players out to dry on that play. Here, this is something that I mentioned earlier. Don't let Devin White go backwards. He's going in on this one, yes, but this is an area of weakness in this team that's been for years. I would say behind the linebackers, we just don't have the best depth for our linebackers here. Levante just kind of gets hung out to dry, but also Antoine Winfield just giving away his leverage here. I'm going to just guard the outside sideline. He just reads it easy. When Brock Purdy sees he's facing that way, let me just go to the gaping hole where Antoine Winfield Jr. is allowing. So Antoine gave up a little too much too early on this one and wide open in that little zone. Good throw by Brock Purdy. You got to give it to him again. He hits the middle of the field so well. It's like decisive, accurate, everything's right on time. Again, middle of the field, got a lot of guys, but also look at the sucking in of the linebackers here. Watch David and Devin White just go all out for running RPO action or play action fake. Look how far into the zone they are. They're out of the play. Anything behind them, he knows immediately. Okay, I can hit. Should it be this guy or this guy? I have two options. Let me do it. And San Francisco just called us out. They said, okay, their linebackers are aggressive. They're going to want to stop the run. Let's just go the level behind the linebackers and we'll be able to eat. Another great throw. I mean, either way, it looks like it was a wide open play. It's still harder to get over those two linebackers. They're both athletic. Great throw. Good anticipation by Brock Purdy. Here's another one. Just where are we going to go with the ball? This is just, again, poor communication to me. We're just going across the field, and who's going to be on them? We're in a little zone, or we man? What are we doing? Yes, we're calling, okay, guys, look over there. Guys, look over there. Just no one ever relayed all the messages. And again, the pass rush didn't get home, stood high in his pocket. Devin White going in, you like to see that. And but then again, we got to make sure we account for all the players that are in front of you and behind you. You can't just say, okay, I trust my guy's going to be over there, and you got to relay that message. So on that one, they got beat a little bit. Here we go. Now we got a lot of the bad, a lot of the bad, a lot of the bad. So we're going to look at this. To me, it looks like it should have been a cover three. As you see, Zion McCollum bail out, D. Delaney bail out. Carlton Davis looks like he should have been over there. If you look at how everything else sets up, looks like they're dropping back. He should have just let this guy go with D. Delaney. Why continuously go with him? They're just going to attack zones, right? So this guy's going to go underneath. What's going to happen? Wide open hole. Look, that is wide the hell open. No one is there. To me, I think Carlton Davis needs to be right there to be either a play on the ball, knock it down, or hell, you could have gotten an interception if you stay in your zone. You're running out of your zone. Zion McCollum's over here in a zone. He's not really covering anyone because the second he bails out, Zion McCollum goes what? Right back to his zone. He's playing within the system. That's what you got to do. Defense, you have to play in the system. You just look bad doing that. You already won one game where you look terrible against the Texans, take a game off, come back, and then that's happening. Not a good recipe, guys. Here we go again. This is actually good stuff right here. So you got pressure coming in. I like Servassier getting in there. Watch him bulldoze this guard, allowing Kalijah Cansey to come around. It's almost like a linebacker defensive tackle stunt, I'll say. Look at him, quick acceleration to get in Brock Purdy's face. He has to make a perfect throw in space over here. And then you have undercut over here. I think this is Josh Hayes coming underneath. So he has to loft that into space. Good throw. This guy didn't come down with the pass, but it's forcing the guy to have a perfect pass to convert. That's what we want to see. This one was, like I was saying earlier, when the offense dials up a perfect play and the defense went into a man when they should have been zone, this is it. Like, this is a great play call. I mean, you're going to have picks over here on this side. They're both coming in on slants. You're going to have Christian McCaffrey fake like he's going to go this way, then cut all the way across the field. And that's just putting Devin White out to dry. I'm not going to blame him on this one. This is just a great play call. He's man to man on Christian McCaffrey. You can see him going with him. Everything he's doing, he's going with. And look at the trash. I mean, he just decides to go right this way. Devin White's going to have to get through this guy, and this guy. That's a tough ask for a middle linebacker to do. And then look how he even got in between our defensive tackles. Didn't get pushed, didn't get hit. Stays on his feet, wide the hell open. I mean, that's great, great play call in the red zone. I hope Dave Canales can learn from this because that's what you do. That's how you dial it up. But the thing is, if this was a zone defense and you have a guy sitting here in the zone, he can't get it there. He's gonna have to read. Okay, am I gonna hit one of these slants? This is just a perfect timed call by the offense and a poor call by the defense. And that's what you got to live with at times. You can't get totally mad at it. Yes, defense blew it, easy touchdown, but it was the way they called it and the time they called it, offense versus defense. Here, this is the Jamel Dean giveaway touchdown. This is just man defense across the board. Jamel Dean's at his hip pocket, starts giving up leverage, looks back, and he just loses it. He just starts fading a little bit too in bounds, and the ball's more out towards the sideline. That's how the ball should be thrown for a quarterback. My guy gets it only, and I don't know where he was going. I think this is when he hurt his foot. I think that's why it happened. He probably went to go push off, and he just pushed off the wrong way, and boom, stays down on the ground. Antoine Field tried to go get him. Didn't matter. It's a perfect throw, good timing, everything. Like, Jamel Dean's hurt. Let's see what happens there. Now, this is Savasier Dennis, and you got another rookie in Christian Isian. So I think this is a poor communication thing because the second you see, let's see, where did he go? The second you see him move in motion, you see him telling him something, right? Dennis, are you going to move over to the next guy since he's gone? Do you pick up George Kittle and then I just stay in a little short zone? Like that's the communication. Like, do we think that's what it should have been? No one knows truly what it is because you only have one high deep safety playing zone. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. You have two guys on the outside covering one. I'm not necessarily sure of who the hell's supposed to get George Kittle. I would assume Christian Yezian just moves on to the next guy and Dennis gets the underneath flat. But that's poor communication there. I think he was trying to tell him to pick up Kittle, but no one does. And it ends up being wide open. Right? This is a communication breakdown on the defense. Yes, you got young guys asking to do a little bit, but come on. We got to improve on that. Christian Isian's been out there for a while now. Yeah, he shouldn't be given calls for a zone that looks like it should have been his. Other than that, guys, what did you think about the defense? Clearly, they gave up 27 points. Didn't look good. But do you see any potential of them getting better to make a run on these very winnable next few games? I don't know. I mean, you got like a lot of old guys going down with injuries. You got a lot of youth coming in that's going to have communication breakdowns. But still, Todd Bowles, this is your job. This is your job to make a defense work. You're a supposed defensive mastermind. I'm not seeing it right now. They're calling you out, and you're not paying attention to your liabilities on your defense and hiding them with your strengths. Let's see what you got to say about that, guys, down below. Subscribe if you haven't just yet. And with that said, until the next one.